Story 1. I, 38F, believe my husband, 50M, is trying to cheat on me. I am now second-guessing myself. I, 38F, work 2 full-time jobs. One is my own business I do from home, take care of my children, handle all the finances, handle all of the medical stuff. I and 2 of my children have autoimmune diseases, do most of the housework and yard work. I have been married to my husband 50M for 19 years. He is a truck driver who is typically only home for 36 hours out of the week. Which is why I am responsible for so much at home. We typically talk on the phone 2 to 3 hours a day. Around 10 years ago, I came home with my kids to find my husband home on the computer. Later I went to go use the computer and found it on the Ashley Madison website login page. He claims he was watching porn and that it was a pop-up. I checked and the pop-up blocker was on. I do not mind my husband watching porn as long as he doesn't cheat on me. My husband, in order to prove he wasn't cheating on me, gave me access to his email. It was obvious from the start that he rarely used this email and it was mostly junk. I wanted to believe him and so I did. Last year in April, I received a notification on my watch that I had an email from Lisa. My watch doesn't say which email had received this. I thought it was my email and a former friend of mine. I pushed the button to View on Phone and read an email that was a reply to my husband's email. She used my husband's nickname he goes by online and informed him she also lived in the same town we do. I started immediately looking for the email that this was a reply to. His sent box was empty except for what he had sent me and his boss. His trash was empty. I did find in one of the saved folders an email for a confirmation for signing up to a male cheater's website looking for women. It was unread, so I thought it was a click and bait scam. I monitored for a week or 2 his emails to see if he responded to Lisa, but nothing. I ended up busy with life and left it alone till around July. I started looking again and saw that all his April, and only his April emails had disappeared. I then discovered that he marks his read emails as unread. I do not know why. This got me thinking, so I went to the cheater's website and put down that I forgot my password. He received an email, and I changed the password. I then logged in on the website. I found a profile with my husband's first and last name correct, but his middle initial was wrong. It showed him living in our town, the correct age, and looking for women between my age and his. It also showed he has had the account since 2018. I could not look at previous correspondence, and it wouldn't let me screenshot it. So, I took a photo of it with my work phone. I confronted my husband with what I found. He denied it, was angry that I even brought this up, and ended the conversation. We didn't talk at all for the rest of the day. The next day when we talked, he acted as if nothing had happened. We didn't talk about it till I brought it up when he was home that weekend. He denied it. He was upset with me for bringing it up and wanted the subject dropped. Then, he started acting as if none of this ever happened. I have since brought it up one other time. During this conversation, my husband complained that I didn't talk to him as much. While this was true, I had a couple of reasons for that. My personal business was picking up more work. My youngest child's medical problems started to require more of my attention, and I was hurt and resentful towards my husband. During this last conversation he basically informed me that I either forgive him for, according to him, something he didn't do, not bring it up again, and start talking to him more. Or we will get a divorce. I thought about it, and I don't want a divorce. I want to work through this with him, and he refuses. I have been faithful the entire 19 years of marriage and have worked hard for our marriage. I now find myself not trusting my husband and becoming resentful towards him. I don't have many people to talk to about this because my best friends are my husband's sisters. We were friends before my marriage. I am not in contact with my former friends because my husband didn't like them and didn't want them around. So, I talked to 2 co-workers who are acquaintances, one male, one female, both around my husband's age. The female told me I should get a divorce. The male said it is unfair for me to hold resentment when I don't have proof that he cheated on me. He could have been looking and then decided not to follow through with it. He then said, "How would you like to be accused of something you didn't do? No wonder your husband gets angry about this." I am now second-guessing myself. TL, doctor, I found some evidence of my husband trying to cheat on me. Now, I am second-guessing myself. I really don't know how to handle this situation. I am hurt and worry my emotions are clouding my rational judgment. I am even starting to get resentful towards the uneven amount of responsibilities I have had to bear. I thought having people who are outside the situation, who have no bias opinion in this situation, would be good to seek advice on this situation. I don't know what to do, or how to take the situation I am in. Story 2. Update. I never want to have sex again, like ever, but I do not want to lose or hurt my husband. I've been struggling with this for over a year. I, 29F, am married to a man who we shall call John, 30. I saw other posts on here of others in a similar spot, and I have done a few things over the last year or so. I have been to doctors, therapists, asked around online about solutions, but my sex drive is just flat dead. Nothing brings it back. Nobody has had answers, yet. I am in perfect shape, so is he. I haven't lost love or physical attraction, no body dysmorphia. Hormonal levels are fine, I am not on hormonal BC, I don't take any other medications. I tried stupid online bullshit and snake oil, but I think deep down I knew that stuff was never going to work. We have been together for 7 years, married 3. We are happy, we have a home and good careers, 3 wonderful dogs, and our families get along. But I just cannot stomach the idea of ever having sex again. It makes my skin crawl thinking about it. I have either been making excuses to put it off or just grinning and bearing it when he was clearly just riled up and I didn't have the heart to look him in the eye and say, "EW." I literally have a cry the next time I am alone. I was his first, he wasn't my first, I taught him how to be my lover. Everything was fine for over 5 years, John is considerate, takes his time, made sure we both had fun and felt satisfied. I feel so awful even considering talking to him about it. Before last year, we had done it nearly every day. Over the last year my sex drive has slowly died. I think that I just do not want to have sex, ever again. Is that so odd? Why is that so wrong? How do I approach this with John? I plan to sit him down on our next day off together, which is in 5 days. I have that long to decide what to do. I can't do this to him or myself any longer than that. Is it right for me to unilaterally cut that part of our relationship out? I do not think so, but everyone says that I shouldn't be forced to do it just to keep my marriage, which sounds like crap based on the other posts here. I know sex is important. I don't know what to do next. He has been completely in the dark on this because I'm scared of divorce. I don't want him to think I don't love him, or think he's unattractive. I'm scared to hurt my best friend. I don't want him to resent me or to feel trapped. Just, any advice, please. I feel like I am about to burn our entire lives down. Update. I never want to have sex again, like ever, but I do not want to lose or hurt my husband. I've been struggling with this for over a year. TLDR, did not go well, he left the house and hasn't come back yet. I know he is safe, via his sister. I decided to talk to him sooner rather than later and took a few days off from work to sort this out. I think he might have left me over the lying to him for a year part. I am mostly just venting, but if you have thoughts, by all means. I do not think there is anything I can do alone to fix this. John was not angry at first, but made it clear that he would not support being in a sexless marriage. He was also a bit annoyed that I asked if he would be okay sleeping with others. He is one of those super honest and holds to his values quite strongly, which is one of the many things I respect about him. There was a lot of emotions. He walked around the neighborhood a few times, would come back in and ask questions, then leave again. He goes on walks to clear his head. This is not strange. He was angry after I told him how long I had kept this to myself, and to be clear, he asked for a timeline. I told him about the doctors, snake oil, and the therapy. I knew he was going to be mad, but John was red and absolutely fucking silent. I've only seen genuinely mad once before and it quite literally paralyzed me to have him look at me that way. John has never, and will never hurt me, but he never made me feel small or vulnerable. His size always made me feel safe, but in that moment I felt different. He just walked away, got his laptop bag and said he was going to a friend's house. I have a feeling I know which one, but I did not have a chance to ask. I have not heard back from him since he left 2 days ago. I called and texted, but he didn't answer me directly. Instead, I got a call from his older sister. She asked me to just leave him be and let him work stuff out for the moment. At least I know he's somewhere safe. She asked me what I did to upset him so much and I, foolishly, told her the truth. That went just swell. I completely needed my ass chewed, because that can only help, right? Sarcasm, in case that's not obvious. At this point, I just want him to come home. He has been the perfect partner and I just want him to talk to me. He doesn't deserve this. I should have never kept anything to myself. We have a king-sized fucking bed that I am sleeping in alone. The dogs are clearly confused, sleeping by the door, because I am the only one feeding and walking them instead of both of us. My plan, assuming he goes along with it, is suggesting couples therapy. That's all I got. New update. He is leaving but clearly trying to burn my life down on the way out. John has decided to leave. Divorce proceedings are already messy because John challenged our prenup in court and it was found to be unconscionable by the judge because I had violated it by telling him to basically cheat if he ever wants sex again. I had no idea he had even hired a lawyer, so I showed up alone and unprepared. Why isn't anyone in this whole thing seeing that I am miserable and don't want him to leave at all? I do not understand why having sex is such a big deal for him. We did so many other things together and just because I don't want to do one of them anymore it's all over. Whatever happened to consent? Now we have to fight over the house, dogs, and he is even going after business assets. We could have had an easy split, but he has decided to be petty instead. My only option to protect the business that I started during college is to use lawyers he could never afford. Our entire life has turned to shit, and I am struggling to find out why I am having to suffer for this.